Well, hey everybody, I'm John Redland. This is my review of WWE NXT for November 13th, 2019, and we're getting very close to War Games. We're literally less than 2 weeks away. We're about a week and a half away, if that. And my God, they are really hyping the fuck out of the two War Games matches, aren't they? And the women's match, I think, is going to end up stealing the show, but I would love to know what your thoughts are. Please leave them in the comments. I do want to make mention really quickly. Check out Catwoman13's videos, cat_woman13. She posts some really good content, has some awesome tweets. Always enjoy interacting with her. And I like her thoughts on wrestling. I would love to do a review with her at some point, but it would be hard to simulcast that, especially since I always do them on my phone. But she really does have some awesome takes, so give her a follow, give her a look. I think you'll like what you see. So, we have recaps of the whole invasion of NXT last week with Styles, Gallows, and Anderson, and all that stuff. Some pretty good stuff there. And we start off with Angel Garza versus Lio Rush. NXT Cruiserweight Championship, all the flippy shit, all the time. Now, with this, Lio Rush's family was there, and Angel Garza, being the dickish heel that he is, even though Leo's kind of a heel, it's a bit weird, because I don't remember when they decided to turn Lio Rush face all of a sudden, but I guess he's a de facto face here. And, you know, Angel Garza likes to remove his pants. Well, he decides to go near Lio Rush's wife and remove his pants, and do that and lay them in her lap. Safely, by the way, not hurting the kids. Smart guy, good guy, heel Angel Garza, and then Lio Rush dives right onto Angel Garza, slamming him into the barricade. And more flippy shit, some good stuff. There were some really good, awesome spots in this. I encourage you guys to go check this one out. Way too much to call on this, otherwise we'd be here all day. Beautiful, like, you know, version, like, where it looked like Angel Garza was going to go for a fall-away slam, but nope, he does a moonsault. Holding on to Lio Rush, so it's a moonsault, fall-away slam, power slam thing. It was an incredible move. Of course, it was only a 2 count because we must have all the kickouts in these matches, but it was a great athletic display of just these guys going all goddamn out. Wing Clipper for 2, final hour for 2, and then Lio Rush soon after hits another final hour frog splash. 1, 2. Garza gets his legs on the rope briefly, but Lio pulls him away. 1, 2, 3, and the referee did not see the legs on the rope. Otherwise, it would have been a rope break. Angel Garza has a reason to be upset, but Lio holds on to the championship. Going to be interesting to see where this feud goes. Maybe Garza has a reason to, like, go after it, and maybe we get that at War Games. I don't know. They're going to have to fill that out with a couple more matches, because otherwise it's just going to be like a 3 or 4 match card, and though the War Games matches are long, you need other stuff to fill it out. So, we cut backstage, actually, to outside, and Tegan Nox and Rhea Ripley are laid outside of Full Sail. Who the fuck did this? What the fuck is going on? We find out a little bit later. We then get recaps of Shayna invading SmackDown and Raw to attack Bayley and Becky. I think that that's going to be the show-stealing match of Survivor Series. It's an interesting mix of all 3 styles. You have Bayley, who has had a resurgence, especially since turning heel, but just a resurgence this year alone. Becky, who has been one of the hottest wrestlers, period, in WWE, especially as far as mainstream appeal. And you got Shayna Baszler, who's been such a dominant NXT Women's Champion. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we have Xia Li versus Aaliyah, with Vanessa Bourne at ringside. And the match, one, I hope Aaliyah's okay, because there was a vicious hook kick, and Xia Li won, but Aaliyah's nose was just busted. She was incredibly hurt after that, and you could tell. She was, like, gushing blood. They had, like, you know, they had towels ready, and she was really bleeding profusely. Check out her Twitter if you want to see what I'm talking about, because it looked really bad, and I hope she's okay. I hope that it's just going to be something where she's just going to need a little bit of time off, like a week or something like that, to get checked out, and it's not anything serious, but it looked very vicious. They're playing this up on social media. Xia Li did not mean to do this. Botches happen. Hopefully Aaliyah is okay. Vanessa Bourne's even playing up on this. I would like to see this be a feud where maybe, you know, you lean into Xia Li being a little bit dangerous, though obviously this was unintentional. Again, I do hope that Aaliyah is okay, because it did look very brutal. And then we have Killian Dane and Pete Dunne package, and then we go into Balor being here. And Balor slams Gargano, just, you know, vicious, focused heel. Of course, it's the closest we're going to get to Prince Devitt in NXT. He then, you know, says, oh, Gargano's still, you know, dealing with something from 3 weeks ago. Well, now he's out. Gargano is out due to a neck injury. He will not be able to face Finn Balor, that is, at NXT TakeOver War Games. But he mentions Matt Riddle, Balor does, and Riddle starts attacking. They have a bit of a brawl and everything, and then, Riddle chases him off. He goes through the crowd. Balor does, and Riddle even calls him a putz, which just sounds hilarious coming from Matt Riddle. I don't know why. The Undisputed Era shows up. They're upset at Matt Riddle, and Beth Phoenix says at one point, Riddle looking for high ground. Beth, Riddle always has the high ground. He always has the high ground because he is the best bro and the highest goddamn bro there is. Maybe not as high as RVD, but he's pretty goddamn close. Looks like he's going to get attacked, and suddenly, here's Ciampa, here's Keith Lee. So we have the three members of Ciampa's team for War Games, and we have the Undisputed Era. Oh, what the hell's going on? What's going to happen? Lee even cuts a pretty damn good promo, and then Roddy cuts a promo basically saying, well, Adam Cole, is the greatest champion or whatever. He's on such a hot streak, and wait, to get to him, you're going to have to go through me. So we get Roderick Strong versus Keith Lee in a pretty good match. This was actually a whole lot of fun. Power versus experience. I'm just going to say this much. Beth, outside of a couple lines, Beth is not very good at the commentary. She's really not. Now, that's the problem with the three-person commentary team. You just end up saying sound bites at some points, but she's usually just reacting, damn, And sometimes she'll get out some good lines because she has been in the ring for a number of years and has that wealth of experience, but it's just not working for her on commentary. At least my opinion. I'm not saying she doesn't try. She's just not very good. Lee does dominate for a bit. Actually gets some really, really good shots in. Roderick does take over at one point, tripping up the legs of Lee, working on his back and everything. At one point, there is a line where it says Roderick Strong mounting Lee's back. There is a certain follower of mine that I know is going to like that, and I'm just going to leave that up for them to figure it out. So Lee comes back with some really, really good power. Nice superplex spot from Strong. Really, really good stuff. And then the Undisputed Era is here. And then Ciampa and Riddle show up. And during all this, we get Riddle attacking one of the Undisputed Era, I believe is Bobby Fish. And then Balor attacks him, hits a sling blade, rips his shirt off. Ladies, and statistically many guys, it's hard not to admire the dedication that Balor has to working out and everything, and the fact that he has basically been in an insane shape for like the last 10 to 15 years, especially since at least his New Japan days. This was some really good stuff, though. He lays out Riddle, slamming him into the steel steps with a shotgun dropkick. And then soon after, though, Supernova from Keith Lee, 1, 2, 3, he pins the North American champion. So we're obviously not going to get that match next week, but I think after War Games, we're going to get Keith Lee winning the North American Championship, which should be pretty interesting. Now, Undisputed Era attacks. And Riddle's laid out, by the way. So we get Ciampa there, but it's 2-on-4. So what the hell's going on? Oh, here comes Dominik Dijakovic, and he comes down to even the odds. He, I believe, hits O'Reilly and Fish with a double choke slam in a pretty impressive spot. And then he looks at Ciampa and says, "You're going to war, I want in." And Dominik Dijakovic and Lee even stare down. And they've kind of come to a mutual agreement on the fact that they're just two big lads smashing into each other. And hey, let's put our feud to the side and let's join forces. So we have that team. And, Riddle's going to be on there? Well, no, he's actually not, because they announced later that Matt Riddle is going to be facing Finn Balor at War Games, so he's off of Team Ciampa. So who the hell is going to be on Team Ciampa? I'm genuinely curious, because maybe it's Velveteen Dream. Velveteen's about the only other one I can think of. Because the whole thing with Gargano is, seems to be legit, so he's not going to be medically cleared. And that's probably just as well. Hopefully he can recover and be okay. I certainly don't want, as tough as wrestling is, I don't want him to actually be legit hurt and be hurt worse. So as long as he can recover, that's great. We get another thing, where suddenly the announcers are just cutting their promos, cutting their things, like laying the stuff out. And Morrow's like, "Wait, sorry, Nigel, don't mean to cut you off, but we got to go back outside." We have Duke and Shafir being laid out cold. That is the best use for Duke and Shafir, because they can't do a goddamn thing. They barely could do that right, though they could flop, they could lay down like, dead mackerels, which actually is about what, how useful they are. So they got laid out. And then Candice is also laid out. And who is there laying over Candice, or leaning over Candice, making sure she's okay, calling for help? Scarlett Bordeaux. Good for her. She got signed to NXT, and as long as they let her actually be more than just, just a one-note character and let her wrestle and, make her multi-dimensional, I think the Scarlet Bordeaux is going to fare just fine in NXT. And I think you know what I'm talking about. Make her multi-layered. Don't make her just one note. She is somebody talented that can lend a lot to NXT when used correctly. So, Triple H orders all the entrances sealed. So basically, everybody's still trapped in Full Sail as I say this because Triple H has declared martial law on Full Sail. That is essentially what it's not what it is, but still. We get Bronson Reed versus Swerve. I met Swerve a few times. I got this shirt from him at a Defy Northwest Wrestling show. It was either Defy or Without a Cause. It was one of the two. I think it was Defy. And great guy. If you ever get a chance to meet Swerve, one of the chillest guys. Legit hard worker. Really, really good. So Bronson Reed and Swerve is power versus speed. And not that Swerve doesn't have power, but I mean, Reed obviously had the power advantage here. Some good stuff. Really just, typical TV match. Of course, Mauro at one point says this is hot and heavy action. Mamma mia. And the house called a big step up kick. 1, 2, 3. And Swerve gets the win. Nice stuff. Bronson didn't look weak. Swerve gets quality win. Show respect at the end. And I liked it. Kathy Kelly, like I said, talks about the attacks, hypes up the fact that it's Balor and Riddle at War Games. So we get to see who's going to be on Team Ciampa later. I mean, well, not later in this episode, but hopefully by next week because it's the go-home show for War Games. Why did the Forgotten Sons get a video package? They don't deserve it. They're not interesting enough. It's not that they aren't good talents. They just aren't an interesting gimmick. Then we get Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane. Dunne Dane Doom, that's what I'm going to call it. But unfortunately, we don't get that because Damian Priest attacks Killian Dane, and then we get a brawl between all these guys, and security runs out. And then Priest knocks one of the security guys down and then hits a crucifix bomb, throwing him outside. Dunne and Dane get back up. And then Priest hits that incredible, step up under the ropes over just that, that incredible dive that he hits, a rotation, and lays them both out. Give us this three-way at War Games. I don't think they're going to. I mean, it would be kind of messy. They could do that, actually. That might actually be the best fourth match they could do. Because they've already, they got all these women and all these men in War Games, which I think might actually be the best way to, get people to tune in. Not just for those, but like, hey, we're going to kick off with this. I think they're probably going to kick off with the women's War Games, which is a real shame. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But we then get Kathy Kelly interviewing Mia. Mia Yim, and Dakota says, hey, you got picked fair and square. I'll be there for you, not the Friends team, and I will make sure that nobody interferes. And then we get Cole versus Dominik Dijakovic ladder match to determine the team advantage next week. But before that, we get Mia Yim versus Io Shirai ladder match. Whichever woman wins gains the advantage for their team in War Games. Beth at one point called Io Kairi saying, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Aiden English did the same thing when he called, Shayna Baszler the Queen of Hearts instead of the Queen of Spades. Accidents happen, but if I'm going to pick on Aiden, this is pretty bad too. I mean, Beth, I know that some people, are similar, but they don't look that much alike. Whatever. I don't think Beth meant anything by it. It was a slip up at oh dear. I like Mia Yim. There were spots in this match that were cool. Things picked up, but initially, maybe putting Mia in this match wasn't the best idea. Mia's style is very slow. She had to adjust it due to the fact that she had that leg injury and she had to adjust her style. I get that. I do get that. But there were some spots that were really, really slow in this. Now, things picked up. Maybe they were pacing themselves. I'm not knocking because Mia is an incredible athlete. And it's terrible she suffered that leg injury. That being said, that aside, some good ladder usage, some good psychology. Mia working on the hand of Io. Io just wearing Mia down, trying to work on her leg. Do this stuff. There was a really brutal suplex on the ladder. I mean, Io took some incredible shots here. And I gotta say this much, as far as and I mean, I know that I'm gonna sound like I'm gushing here, but Io, as far as talent in the ring, presence, and overall look, and I mean look as far as a wrestler and as far as beauty, she is a complete package. She is goddamn incredible. That moonsault's a thing of beauty. She is maybe one of the best all-around wrestlers in the world, period. I may have to go back and try and watch more of her stardom stuff. I saw a couple matches before she got to NXT, but she's just goddamn incredible. I see so very much why people. I see so clearly now that the reign is gone, but also how great Io is and how much people were praising her. So anyway, they broke a ladder at one point. There was a bad landing in the corner where Mia meant to toss Io, and I don't know if it was just miscommunication or what, but Io could have landed outside the ring and hit the ladder more that was in the corner than when she did. That looked like a brutal landing. At one point, Mia has the ladder, drop kicks it into Io drops kicks it into Mia's face. That looked brutal. And Mia's nose, just everything, it was like right above here. It just was bleeding. And it's like, what is it with the bad nose, shots tonight? I mean, again, hopefully Aaliyah's okay. Hopefully Mia's okay. Because she got rocked. And that was it. You could see it. Like, if you watch the match, blood's just pouring. It's not as bad as the Joey Mercury spot, dear God, thankfully. Because that was brutal. That was Armageddon 06, if you haven't seen it. That was a great match. But anyway, Dakota comes down. She wants to help out. She wants to help out Mia, and Io hits a moonsault, beautiful moonsault outside. Dakota and Mia are laid out. Io gets in the ring, almost has it, and then Dakota stops Io, lays her out with a powerbomb, and it looks all of a sudden like Mia's gonna get it. Mia's getting on the ladder, and then Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion, runs down. And I was wondering because I haven't been able to keep up on enough of NXT UK outside of the results because I just don't have time to watch everything. But I did see her beat Toni Storm at TakeOver Cardiff. And I'm happy for Kaylee Ray. And I think she's a great addition to Team Shayna. She lays out Mia Yim. Io Shirai gets it, and Kaylee's celebrating. Okay, cool. We get the final member of Team Shayna. Shayna is celebrating. She's out on the stage. And then suddenly, Karen attacks her after speaking with the manager. It's Bayley. It's Bayley. I'm kidding. If any of you guys are Bayley fans, I'm sorry. I had to say it. It's just a haircut. Bayley laying out Shayna after Shayna had attacked her multiple times. That was a good idea. Showed that Bayley and Sasha were, I believe, on a European tour, and Bayley flew back quickly to make sure that that she laid out Shayna to complete the storyline or continue the storyline, and I think that was great. So that was good stuff. I'm still going to give it a B. It's a solid B. There were some issues that I had with this show, but NXT did smash it. They certainly did. It was bookended by some great stuff. I thought they had a couple too many brawls. You can have the pull-apart brawls all you want. I didn't mind the stuff in the women's match. I didn't mind the cruiserweight match. But the Dunn Dane Priest brawl was good, but then you had the Undisputed Era Lee Ciampa thing, all that, and that's too many brawls. Should have just had one. Still a good show, and that's just my opinion. So B, if I forget to put a poll up there, please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.